otherwise known as Canis lupus, a large canine native to Eurasia and North America, boasting more than 30 subspecies. The way wolves travel in groups, and yet can be seen individually too, sometimes howling into the air to call their friends, is often an image that causes unease in us. Wolves have long been involved in stories and folklore, often depicted in terrifying movies and novels. If you were to run into one by the roadside, I don't think you would fancy your chances. Neither would I. While it might be tempting to think of these animals as our beloved dog's cousins, a wolf is not merely a large dog. It is much bigger and deadlier. Those brave people amongst us might just wonder, would an unarmed human beat a wolf in a one-on-one fight? To investigate this battle and see whether the human or the wolf manages to rise to the occasion, let us firstly analyse the measurements of the wolf and data for human background information. The average human is taller and heavier than a wolf. The average human male weighs up to 90 kilograms and stands at about 1.78 meters. Of course, humans can be much lighter, or they can be heavier than this measure. They can also grow taller too. Meanwhile, wolves weigh between 36 and 86 kilograms, grow between 1 and 1.5 meters long, and stand between 60 and 90 centimeters at the shoulder. Wolves are much faster than humans. They can run at speeds above to 40 miles per hour when catching prey. Meanwhile, the fastest human of all time, Usain Bolt, hit 27.3 miles per hour or so while in the middle of his 2009 100-metre world record. The average person can barely break the 10 mile per hour mark when running. The average wolf relies on its pack size, speed and agility to stay safe from harm. Meanwhile, humans rely on their intelligence to stay out of harm's way. Without tools and weapons, though, humans are somewhat helpless to protect against true predatory animals like wolves. We simply have too many weak spots and few means of counter-attacking available to us. Humans rely on their intelligence and tools to overcome most animals. Without those, they can punch, kick, bite and try to choke other animals. However, humans are relatively weak compared to other primates and many other wild animals. Human bites are weak too, and our teeth are too small to do real damage, especially in this case. Meanwhile, we don't know exactly the full biting power of wolves. Some tests have found that they bite with a force of 400 pounds per square inch, but some estimates range up to 1,000 outside of laboratory conditions. After all, it is hard to get wolves to bite with all their force in a laboratory, so we don't really know how hard they can bite. Either way, they can tear the flesh off animals much larger than humans, so that information will suffice for this fight. Without weapons, humans must rely on ambushing most animals to win a fight, or tiring them out by chasing them for a long time. The only thing we have going for us is our wits and endurance. Wolves are cursorial predators. They are experts at chasing down prey and injuring it until it's too tired to fight back. When their target is too exhausted to put up a fight, they bite at the neck or snout of their prey and finish it off, which is when they will start tearing the animal apart. An unarmed human could not beat a wolf in a fight. Wolves are too strong, fast and ferocious for a person to overcome in most cases. They are not merely big dogs. Wolves are apex predators that would make any lone person recoil in fear should they encounter one in the wild. The only chance that a human would have in this fight would be to somehow use their strength and body weight to take down and potentially choke the wolf to death, and that is not going to happen though. An unarmed human will not stand a chance against a wolf. Before you imagine yourself putting a wolf in a chokehold, you must realise that even most domesticated dogs can fight their way out of even having their nails clipped, so you won't stand a chance at besting a wolf because they are vicious and incredibly strong. What would most likely happen is the wolf would stalk the human, waiting for them to make a move. If the human runs, the wolf will follow, waiting for the individual to get tired. That's when the attack will come and the person will be too exhausted and scared to fight back. If the person stands and fights, the wolf will probably test them by lunging and dodging, delivering a bite here and there. Eventually, the wolf is going to see that there isn't much in the way of danger in this battle and attack vigorously, when the human will go down in so much pain that they won't be able to fight back.